Okay, this one's a tiny bit better. I'll put this card on the bottom.
All right, one card goes on the bottom of my library. We're ready to go. Turn 1 Ponder for Show and Tell.
There's someone on Twitter. I guess they have like 300 votes. They blocked them like when they were otherwise like $2 when you play sitting on them. That's a pretty good guy.
Let's take this and pass to you.
13, get a Scrubland and Thoughtseize.
All right, turn 1 Thoughtseize pretty good against the combo deck. Once again, my deck list is posted in our Discord server. Go find the links for that if you're not in it. And one more time, the blue sleeves in the bottom center of your screen is my Attractions deck. Thoughtseize resolves. It reveals Show and Tell, Archon of Cruelty, Force of Will, Ponder, Brainstorm, and Polluted Delta.
Archon, Force, Brainstorm, Ponder, Polluted.
Jotting that down. Okay, updating life totals here. Yeah, I think the take is Show and Tell here, but I'm thinking about it for a moment.
Of course. Yeah, I just thought about it. Go ahead.
Show and Tell taken. And that gets a, of course, reaction.
I will pass to you.
All the info you need.
And another vial for me.
Sure.
Pass turn.
End step Brainstorm. End step Brainstorm, everybody. Oh boy. What was that in the background? It was like a growl of some kind. What was that?
Yep.
Somebody angry?
It's gone now.
Unfortunately,
So is it exiled or sacrificed?
Okay, Brainstorm, okay. And then leaves them there. Doesn't fetch. Fetches now, so one card gets shuffled away. Yeah, end step Brainstorm growl, yeah. Basic Swamp.
Well, yeah, it was turn 1, like a.
3. Show and Tell.
Show and Tell on the stack. It's going to resolve. We're choosing a card, Archon of Cruelty and Solitude. I will target Archon of Cruelty with Solitude.
And then I gain 6 more. Right?
Oh, sorry, yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then you discard a card, I draw a card.
Yep.
And he's exiled.
I'll discard.
And I draw.
Okay, Wasteland gets discarded by me. No non-basics on the other side of the table. Felt like the right choice. Vial takes up to 1. Exciting against the Show and Tell deck. Caracas passed. Caracas was a good draw. Caracas can bounce stuff like Atraxa or Emrakul or whatever. Based on what I know right now in this game and what I know after completing the match, there's no sneak attack in this deck, so Caracas does something. Yeah, not quite as good versus Archon, exactly.
Swamp Cycle.
Thank you.
Swamp Cycle Troll of Khazad-dûm.
Choose gets around a board.
I think it's largely on that.
The way he's worded.
So far, my Solitude saved my butt. Caracas is something that the show and tell player will have to consider.
What is the target? Right. Choose
Duress you?
Duress. Reveals a Solitude and a Source of Plowshares in my hand.
Pass to you.
Source of Plowshares thrown in the trash. Vial ticks up to 2. Mishra's Bauble.
Part of my own deck.
Mishra's Bobbling here. Fetch. Go to 13.
Now in my turn.
Duff says the way this guy arranges his lands is getting on my nerves. Whoa! Everybody calm down. Everybody just chill.
And I will pass the turn and draw off my bobble.
Yep.
Oh wow. Gotcha.
Duress you again.
Duress. Reveals a Wasteland and a Solitude. Wasteland, of course, was a very exciting draw. Here's a Vesuvian Drifter.
Temporary library. Just copy. Reveal a temporary library. Can become a copy of this one. Okay.
So I know we
All right, looking at the top card of the library.
ball therapy would be the discard outlet. What's name splashback.
Go to combat.
Yeah, I guess I'll take the
Reveal. I will draw.
Reveals Gristlebrand on top. It is summoning sick, but Show and Tell is going to try and gain some life
You
here.
go to 21. I'll pass in response.
In that case,
you don't know the crop location.
Caracas getting activated in response to pay 7 life.
I'll do another 7.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Trying to force them to decide now whether this will stick around on the board. I'm not even sure if that was correct, but it felt right at the time.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. It's called the perfect hand. Kind of.
Kind of.
Shit!
Whoa! I guess it wasn't a good 14. My opponent drew 14 cards and none of them were good. Oh!
I wasted this turn.
I feel so bad.
4, 5.
It is such a scary card.
It is not a good. It even has boo in the name. You not be scared.
Solitude is at 3-2.
Yeah, perfect.
Perfect. Solitude's a 3-2? Perfect. What does that mean? What does that even mean, chat? Are they holding shock?
Yeah.
Did you or did the Caracas?
Oh, that's right.
Okay, so pitching Fluster, land. I still have to pitch one more. Force, Resuven, Animate, Reanimate, Keen Duelist, Emrakul, Bristlebrand.
So if I waste, it's still in the graveyard. And now this is a.
Yeah, probably Stern Scolding, yeah.
So I am going to.
Nice.
Okay, wait, so how does this stack? Okay, so.
Not sure why that would be in the main deck, though, right?
Yep.
Shuffle?
Maybe for Bowmasters? All right, shuffling away after Emrakul trigger.
So this is going to resolve first. Yeah. So no dragon. And then.
Vials up to 3. Everything's going according to my plan. Wasteland.
But they both.
Okay, cast Deadbeat Attendant.
But I think they still
Attraction.
All right, here's Deadbeat Attendant off the top. Open an attraction. It will be the trash bin.
Do you understand how it works or no?
Not quite.
Okay, so every turn of my turns, same timing as Saga's, I roll a die. If I hit any of these numbers, I visit.
So it's a 4 or 6.
Yeah.
Okay.
4 or 6 on my roll, I get the visit of trash bin. I just shared the text on the screen. Mill 2 cards, return a card at random from my graveyard to my hand.
Draw?
Yep. So you get a lower spell.
Not
Yeah,
ideal.
I was being somewhat facetious.
Actually,
This mid-rangey stuff is not exciting against the show and tell deck, but I'm doing something.
Good. I think
reanimate your solitude.
Okay. You lose 5 life.
Yep. And then exile your dude.
Yep.
So you gain 1.
Yep. I get 1.
All right, reanimating Solitude, removing my Deadbeat Attendant, and I gain 1 life.
Vesuvian.
Vesuvian comes back to the board.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Pass to you.
8. Okay, let's see the cards. I'm going to Cabal Therapy. I'm going to name Vampire next stage. And the rest of them. Okay, so looks fine. Alright, I'm going to flashback.
Yeah, Myra the Magnificent is a cool one. Wild takes up to 4.
Because this guy's going to die anyway. Alright,
So what's the second?
Trigger this?
How does it trigger?
Just a roll.
Oh, every turn you get.
You don't have
to
to
say
say
visit an attraction.
No.
Okay.
If I hit the number, then I visit.
Pretty good.
So I missed that time.
Okay, missed that time, rolled a 3, need a 4 or 6 to hit.
Oh, I guess these are exile.
It's a 1 in 3 chance.
Is it just me or is it? And then I will activate.
Vesuvian Drifter on the other side of the board is quite scary. Caracas protects me a bit. Okay, casting a Bowmaster now. 1 to you. I wasn't sure on the timing of this, but I figured if I cast Bowmaster now, they can't, like, brainstorm in response. They can't stern scolding me. They can't. So I got my Bowmaster on the table.
I thought you filed it in.
Part of the cost, right?
Oh, okay. So it's getting forced pitching Flusterstorm. Okay, maybe a miscommunication there about what was happening. Bowmaster is countered, and I'm passing the turn.
Yeah, I mean,
Look at the top cards.
So vials up to 4 next turn. Ticket up to 5 can potentially allow me to vial in Solitude, which is what I want right now. Don't have a 5th land.
that trigger goes to stack raise.
Sorcerer's Street Bowmaster is underrated, says Dave Kaplan in the chat. I agree. I think my timing was right there. Opponent tapped out. Can't do anything in response other than Force of Will. Keen Duelist hits the stack. Hits the board.
13.
5. Draw. Alright, this whatever. Roll. 4 is a hit, so I'll mill 2.
Okay, so Trash Bin is a hit. My graveyard order is not going to matter in this game, so we just agreed to shuffle it up and reveal a card. This would technically not be the way to do it in a competitive Legacy event. You would have to roll or something else. All right, Wasteland is found. Wasteland will be returned to my hand by the Trash Bin.
You would see my whole graveyard.
Oh, good point. Yeah.
Okay. Put this. Cards in here now?
4.
4 cards in hand for show and tell.
Swords this guy?
Swordsing the Keen Duelist.
Yeah. Go up to 13.
Keen Duelist down.
Put Solitude in.
Go up to 15.
All right, managed to remove Keen Duelist and Vesuvian Drifter from the table. Not a bad turn. Trash bin got me my 5th land, but I wanted to keep Caracas available.
Step 2.
And the Vial was ready.
The Duelists.
Another Keen Duelist comes in.
Brutality escalated once. -2, and you lose 2, I gain 2. And then hit you for 3.
Collective Brutality
And that's my turn.
kills my Solitude and drains me.
Roll for this. Oops, sorry.
6.
Alright, so I'll hit it again. Just randomize it again.
Ah, I forgot the mill too.
You want to cut?
Oh, I think we fixed this in a moment. I remember now.
Yeah, so
Not
you're
the
at
best.
10. I
Oh, I forgot to mill 2 cards. I resolved it wrong. I have to mill 2
Yeah,
cards. Sorry about that. Sorry.
Okay, now we're doing it right. Yeah, my bad.
Declared the attack, and then I'm going in response.
Delta again.
Once again, this would not be the way to resolve it if this was a competitive event. We're just quickly shuffling my graveyard, even though technically you're not supposed to do that. But it won't matter in this game.
Yeah, I'll cast play.
Everybody calm down.
I'll name.
Shapeshifter.
I'll name Human.
Okay.
All right, just naming human here, Plague Engineer.
Cast the bottom.
Okay.
Cast the turn.
Response to the trigger. Brainstorm.
Yep.
Brainstorm with Keen Duelist ability on the stack.
Put 2 back.
Yep. So we
Reveal.
both reveal.
Take 15.
Yeah, you got it.
All right, Emrakul revealed on top. That is game 1. Everybody's been there, right? You need your trash bin to find you something good, and you get the wrong thing, right? Everybody's been there? Yeah. Legacy players know.
Vicious Wobble. 19. Just scrub land, cast a rest.
All right, a turn 1 duress. Hand is revealed. Keen Duelist, Drown in the Lock, Brainstorm, Ponder, Force of Will, Polluted Delta, and Island. Now, this one was like, I wasn't sure what to take here. It was a tricky one. I had creatures in my hand that I wanted to live. Like, I believe I had Containment Priest. I'm pretty sure I have Containment Priest right now. And I have a way to remove Duelist and something else going on. So I'm trying to figure this out.
I'll take Drown on the Lock.
Okay.
So I go for Drown on the Lock because it's a removal spell. And I'm not really convinced that that was correct, but I did it anyway.
I got it. You could go.
Okay.
Oh, from your that's okay. I know. The
Draw your
urge is so strong. Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, did I already draw? Ah, no, I lost track. I must have already drew. These are 8 cards.
Okay.
Oh no, I fetched. So yeah, I didn't draw yet. Okay.
Okay, forgot for a second if I drew a bobble or not. Ponder. Storybook Ride is such a ridiculous attraction if you have a couple of them in play. Yeah, in this event, I had Storybook Ride in play and another attraction, I forgot which one. And I hit so many times. It was a match against 4-color control. I drew, right, in air quotes, 8 extra cards. If not more. It was great.
I'm trying to see if there's anything else great
And the few that I didn't cast or play just went on the bottom of my library. Storybook Ride can be really powerful.
How much does the helm cost to activate?
It's X and tap, and I have to pay at least one.
Okay.
Unmask and
Storybook Ride among the most powerful attractions. So for game 2, I actually sideboarded out my Deadbeat Attendant, so there won't be any attractions here in game 2.
I'll take that shot.
Sure.
I'll name Gristlebrand.
Okay.
All right, Needle on Gristlebrand. I saw Gristlebrand in game 1. And it did a lot of damage, so.
And casting a Keen Duelist with a basic swamp.
Keen Duelist comes down. But yeah, what I was beginning to say, for a combo matchup like this, I sideboarded out my Deadbeat Attendant. It's not as good.
He doesn't. He's only got 3 cards. Wait.
It's one of the frequently sideboarded out cards in this particular deck.
I almost got Lotus Petal just in case, which would not have helped.
Yeah,
If the game can end turn 2, turn 3, potentially, your attractions aren't going to be very good. Solitude pitching Recruiter, trying to remove this Keen Duelist.
that was really good.
Force Pitch Brainstorm, 18.
Force pitch Brainstorm. Yeah, Pew Pew pointing out. I had that was actually game 2. A board against the Hajj. We had attractions and Monarch and Initiative, and the board was a complete mess. Each of us had like 27 permanents on the board.
Okay. So you take 1, and then I draw my.
They had a Comet in play.
Yours was a Brainstorm, right?
Yes.
All right, Keen Duelist ability resolved. No big deal that time.
Blue blast, 3 mana die. Not red blast, sorry.
No, because you have Sam, and Sam's a 2/1.
Like, Charles is okay against you, but it's not like super.
Thinking about attacks, but remembering Samwise, the Stout-Hearted, could flash in, so not going to attack possibly.
Yeah. I came on sideboard differently. Definitely.
And Orcish Bowmaster, yeah. Has to be careful of those creatures.
I thought you were just going to get Bajuka Body. I could have, but
I will.
Needle is on Gristlebrand. Needle is on Gristlebrand. And step fetching.
It does stop like fast helmet.
Which is, yeah, I mean, it's like one turn 1 answer.
Containment Priest getting flashed in here.
Don't have like a.
In response,
I don't have any pitching needles.
Brainstorm.
Yep.
Palace Jailer.
Brainstorm in response to Containment Priest.
and you're like, oh, wait, hang on. So if you do that, I mean, if I draw any reanimate spell at all, like I just get your guy.
But then, of course, you have Bowmasters and Bowmasters.
The Solitude ate the Force of Will that I saw in the opener when I duressed. So I was hoping to get this Containment Priest to resolve. And it's in there. Doesn't stop the Keen Duelist currently on the table, but it's something. This deck has multiple angles of attack, as we know after game 1. Fetching with Marsh Flats. Armored, thanks for the follow. Welcome. Vesuvian Drifter is also in the deck. Gets around Containment Priest. Fetch up a basic Swamp.
Cast a Passageway Seer.
Normally I could talk.
Passageway Seer.
It was like the one time where I wasn't relying on it.
I'll take the initiative. I'll search for a basic planes and I'll pass the turn.
I was actually holding the Agnes Awakening because I was like,
So taking the initiative here, searching up a basic planes, as I just said. An end step, it gets a counter because I have kept the initiative through the end of my turn.
I was like, yeah, exactly. Possibly get out, yeah. Good game.
Yeah.
Just being a dick about it.
I love it. It is good drums. Yes. All right.
I'm hoping with Needle on Gristlebrand and Containment Priest, I could just begin to deal some damage here. So Omniscience was just revealed on the top of the Show and Tell deck, and Solitude on top of mine. So Keen Duelist just hit me for 10 just now. I'm down to 6.
Should
What's the next step on this? 2 counters.
2 counters or scry 2.
Yeah, asking about the next rooms of the Undercity, it's either put 2+1/+1 counters on target creature or scry 2. My options for my next upkeep. Unlikely that the show and tell, based on the current board, will be able to take the initiative from me within the next turn cycle. Passageway Seer is currently a 3/3 lifelinker.
Mountain Java
Yep.
Ponder.
I had pizza before I left, so I think I'm gonna from a place up. No, you can go. I'm happy to take it. I think let me yeah, I'll take the card. You can take the card.
Okay. Take this one.
Next time I'll be prepared to have it.
Okay, Ponder has completed resolving. Playing Underground Sea.
I'm trying to make a joke. I couldn't find it. I wasn't putting it up.
Yeah, got him.
Another Keen Duelist.
Another Keen Duelist. Scary at 6 life. The Passageway Seer is a 3/3 currently. I'm about to put 2+1/+1 counters on it, making it a 6/6 lifelink, which could put me up to 12. Containment Priest doesn't really help my situation. We saw Omniscience hit me for 10 last turn.
5.
5 cards in hand for show and tell.
Ponder.
Wait, float 3 to 5 last. Okay, yeah, I missed right. Going in here?
So what are the options here? Attack with Passageway Seer seems like it's a mandatory play, right? I'm at 6. It would put me above 10, which Omniscience can hit me for. We know that Show and Tell knows the top of the deck. With 2 Keen Duelists on the board, they thought for a moment about what to do with their extra 2 mana and decided to drop a second, which tells me they know that I can go above 10. And there's maybe a Gristlebrand, let's say, on top of the deck, something that is less than 10, but enough to kill me with 2 hits from Keen Duelist. So I'm trying to figure this out. And an Emrakul, of course, just ends the game. As we saw in game 1, Emrakul is in the deck. Reveal it off the top, deal 15 damage to you. So now I'm going to offer some attacks here and make them think about blocking because they don't know what's on the top of my deck as well. If they take all this damage, it's 5, 6, 7, puts them down to 6. If I have a 6 or higher on top of my deck, which I know is not going to happen, they die. And it would be a draw, potentially. Let's see what happens.
So 5, 6, 7. I'll go to 6.
All right, so then they'll go down to 6. So I know they know the top card of their deck. I know that they know that they can take 7 damage and survive. So this is tough. Duress.
Like Vitality, Show and Tell, Omniscience, Brainstorm, and Reanimate.
Okay, so this offers some more information. Brainstorm and Omniscience in hand. So was their plan to brainstorm and put Omniscience on top with the triggers on the stack? It seems that way. Any other card in hand doesn't kill me. They apparently thought they can survive at 6 life, which has me confused right now. if something on top of the deck is less than an Emrakul, unless they were dependent on this Brainstorm to put Omniscience on top. But then maybe they would have blocked because they know that nothing on my deck could be above 5, and they'd have to resolve a second Keen Duelist trigger to live, to win. All right, end step. My Passageway Seer gets a counter.
15.
And Emrakul revealed on top. That gets the fist bump. Nicely done. GG's. The Emrakul got me no matter what.